What you'd really like is to move your bones and let it all go now. Let it all go now. Let it all go now. Let it all go. With been getting by. There's not as many highs. No, it can't deny. The seeds we have sown, they are dying to fly. It is all coming to life out of stone into sight. And the waiting days we've known, they are gone. It is time to turn it on. Let it all go. Let it all go now. Let it all go. Let it all go now. 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 Let it all go.
Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. What's up, Seek, Scrooge, Marty, Plebere, Eric, Spiderwebs, Austin, Gold, Miner. How's everybody doing? Insane day. The crazy market continues. Crazy market rally. We have a lot to talk about today, so we'll be talking about AMC, GameStop, which were up huge today. We're going to be talking about Clove, Fisker, AT&T. Those are some names I want to keep an eye on tonight. And I'm going to talk about this major market dilemma that I'm kind of looking at, and I feel like a lot of you are looking at as well. We're going to get to that. We're going to talk about the 11 trade winning streak on options in the last week. Tilray is going up quite a bit. If you watched the stream last week, I showed you all Tilray, saying that it was on my watch list. We're going to be talking about the new simulator ETF that was launched today. So we have a lot to talk about. Very crazy day. All right, so we're going to get started with Bitcoin, which also did something for the first time in like a week or so. Made a nice little spike all the way up to about 43.4K, and then it pulled back a little bit. So it still kind of hasn't moved too much, but it was up a decent amount, we'll put it like that. On the 4 hour, you could see it tried breaking out of this cup and handle, and now it's roughly trying to back test it, but it's kind of back under for now. Of course, you're still in your overall range, this large range you've been in for a long time. You're still just going sideways for the most part, but nice little spike last night. And then Ethereum, remember I told you all yesterday that Ethereum was breaking out and back testing the breakout. It got a nice little break hook and go formation here, and kind of you could argue that this hidden bearish, or the potential hidden bearish divergence, is now invalidated, because you pretty much made a slightly higher high. So can't get hidden bearish divergence with the higher high. So that's really it for crypto right now. A lot of altcoins looking very interesting. I was just really quickly like scrolling through my altcoin watch list, and a lot of them, they're hitting harmonic PCCs and hitting multi-year supports, and I haven't really charted them. I'm just kind of like roughly looked at them, but definitely keeping an eye on a lot of these. I mean, look at something like this that's just quietly breaking out of a wedge. These are the times where people are very quiet when it comes to a lot of these altcoins, but you've major 88% retrace. I actually haven't watched one of Mitch Ray's streams in probably a week or two now, so I want to go check out what he thinks. But just so many different M shapes that are months and months long. So I want to start focusing on some altcoins again in a little bit, probably towards the end of the week. You might see some new crypto alerts, but the one thing is Bitcoin's still just going sideways. We'll see. So that's really it for crypto. We're going to move on to some other markets before we talk about stocks for the majority of the stream. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to start off with oil, which pulled back today. I mean, it's just crazy to see how beautifully the technicals are playing out. From this bearish engulfing candle up here, pretty much being a mini top. Then you pulled back until you hit the PCZ of a textbook bullish bat. Then at the bullish bat, you ran up until you hit your multi-year resistance that we talked about last night on stream. Like, all the levels are being respected. It's very, very interesting. Now you're just kind of at a make or break area. You've got the hidden bullish divergence on the MACD, but you did use resistance as resistance, so kind of 50-50 at this point. Gold is still going sideways off the back test of previous resistance. Silver is still back testing its resistance that it broke out of, so not too much of anything going on there. The dollar made a nice move, I guess, earlier in the day, but then pulled back towards the end. And the Hang Seng Index closed at the highs of its rally. It's now 20% off the lows just a few days ago, so huge rally here. I don't know why my whole entire chart deleted. That sucks. I'm gonna have to rechart everything later, but let's get right into the stocks. Spend the majority of the stream talking about that. I think we're going to start off with the overall market. Then I'm going to talk about AMC, which I alerted today before it went crazy. I'm going to talk about GameStop, which I kind of alerted over the weekend. We're going to be talking about Tilray, which is up like 14% after hours, that I told you all last week on stream was one of my main focuses. We're going to talk about Tesla. I was up 8% today. We've been looking at Tesla every night. I've walked you all through this breakout day by day. Keanu's in the chat. He's been doing a great job as well. So much is going on. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to get to it in a second, but I want to start with the overall market first. And we're going to start off with the dilemma that I'm kind of facing right now, that I think a lot of you might be facing. So it was March 16th. Let's see what day that is. That was pretty much exactly a week ago. I told you all that I was calling the bottom from a technical standpoint. I did a stream. It was probably my most viewed stream of the month last week, literally titled Calling the Bottom or something like that. Keanu Trades was the guest on that stream. I talked all about how I thought that the market had bottomed out already. And I gave all my analysis and why I thought this was happening and what I was looking at. And to put it straight up, I mean, yes, so far that's been absolutely correct. I mean, I don't think that could be wrong at this point, because we've already rallied so much since then. So even if we were to eventually make another bottom later on, the initial bottom I already called kind of was already, it's obvious that, it's already obvious that this was your bottom before a rally. So I'm not worried about that, but even I did not expect us to rally like we have since I made that call. And I hate saying the word call. You all know how I feel about that word. I know it's also in the title. It's just, that's what the game has turned into. Like, literally only like half the people will show up if I don't use words like that, and it's like literally the same content. So what else can I do? I guess I've turned to the dark side for a little bit, but the analysis is still all the same. And I'm just very, very amazed, as I'm sure many of you are, by how insane this rally has been day by day. So we literally tested the 200-day moving average and the 50% retrace for one day, which was yesterday. And then today we're like, all right, we'll keep going. Like, autopilot mode is in full force. I told you all last week that we could just be entering autopilot mode, similar to how we had autopilot mode for the market over here. And every single dip is getting bought. It is insane. And that is the dilemma. We have rallied much quicker than I anticipated. Therefore, I was not really able to get out, we have a decent amount of swing trades and none of them are red currently. The sheet looks good, but like, typically I would have wanted like double the amount of swings on the sheet for, this rally. It's a dilemma I'm facing, because now we're already up so much off the bottom. So, the market just literally did an average yearly return in 1 week, 8% on the SPY. So now it's like, what do I do? It's a little bit tough to put out swings when the market just went up 8%. But, I said the same thing when it was up 6%. So what happens if it goes up 10%? And it's like day by day by day, it's like, it's just kind of feeling like missed opportunity for the swings. Of course, the short-term trades have gone well, but it makes it a little bit tough, even for long-term. And I know we're going to talk about the ETF, which launched today in a second, or the simulator ETF. But even for long-term, it's tough because, like, yes, a lot of these stocks are still down 70 to 80% from their overcrash low to February, March high of 2021. They still are down that amount. But at the same time, a lot of these stocks and whatnot still have rallied 30, 40, 50% in the last week. Some of them rallied 30% literally today, which is GameStop. So it's a little bit tough because, I don't want to FOMO, but at the same time, it's just literally been nonstop, and it's a little bit of a dilemma. So I don't know. I might be the only one facing this dilemma because I try and put out swing alerts. But I'm sure a lot of you, I've seen a lot of people in the chat, saying it's tough not to FOMO into this because it's like, typically you don't see something like this. But for right now, my plan with this dilemma is just to stick to the plan. It sucks in a way, but at the same time, like, I'm never going to complain that the market's going up. We still do have a good amount of swings on the sheet, and it is allowing them to do well. And that is what it is. So just taking it day by day. I literally compiled a list of 38 stocks, 38. Okay. That were potential swings. I really wasn't able to get more than like 1 or 2 of them out because the market just rallied so quick. And now all those stocks are literally up like 20, 30% in a week. So it's like, for me to just set a stop loss under last week's low is a 30% stop, which is way too much for me to put out a swing for. So it's a pretty big dilemma I'm kind of facing right now. It's like, it's just crazy. I mean, we literally, let's go over to the weekly. We took out pretty much 2 months of selling in a week. We sold off for bears. Bears sold off the market, and with all the news and everything, the market sold off for 2 months, and that sell-off was reversed or V-shaped recovered in a week, in a day. It's crazy. So that's currently where we're at. I'm going to break down the actual levels for the market in a second, but I just wanted to talk about that. I feel like a lot of people kind of feel the same way right now. So yeah, make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Let's get started with the levels for the market. So we're going to start off with the SPY. Broke above and closed above the 200-day moving average today. Next resistance on the daily is around 453. That's pretty close to your golden retrace, so your 0.618 from this high down to these lows. That also lines up with your highs from August and September of 2021. Kind of lines up with your lows from November and December of last year. So 453 is the next level of resistance for the SPY. Support for the SPY, typically most people probably is going to be watching the 200-day moving average around 446. So that's you're kind of just sandwiched in between this little area for right now, this little area right here. All right. Coming into today, I actually told premium members to look out for 2 levels. Yesterday's high. Come on. Yesterday's high and yesterday's low. I said, just watch these levels. You pretty much opened right under yesterday's high, and then you ended up breaking above it intraday, and then you saw a move up for the rest of the day. This was pretty much my analysis on lower time frames. This was at pretty much midnight last night. I said key levels to watch for SPY tomorrow. Basically, today's low and high were not a coincidence, showing all the highs and lows at 441 and 446. And then this morning, you pretty much gapped up to test 446, and bulls got above it pretty easily. Actually played, just like I got puts. I got puts like 4 or 5 minutes after the open yesterday. I actually got calls 4 or 5 minutes after the open today. I shared the puts yesterday with everybody else, but I didn't share the calls today. I don't know, it must have been like a 30 or something % profit on the calls. It was like a 30-minute trade for me. I could have held them longer, but it was what it was. So that's the wrong tab. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So that's like kind of your lower time frames. You do have a gap to fill at around 444.5 from today's gap up. And those are your levels on the SPY. In terms of the other indices, the Russell 2000 broke out. We talked about how the small cap index broke out. For all of you small cap traders, and even before we even get into AMC and GameStop going crazy today, I mean, I walked you all through that small caps as a whole were breaking out. Same thing for mid caps last week, that they were getting breakouts. So you can't be surprised that you're seeing huge moves very quickly when we're breaking out for the first time literally of the year for small caps and mid caps. Even though I literally said like 5 minutes ago that I am surprised by how crazy this breakout is, but we're gonna act like I'm not contradicting myself right now. So this is it. Your Russell broke out. You even back tested. We talked about this last night. You back tested the breakout of this downsloping channel, right? You broke out over here, and then yesterday you flipped a resistance into a support, and then you went higher today. This is your highest candle close, I believe, since January 18th. So is your breakout for the Russell. Really any of these lows could be resistance, so look out for that. I think the first level I'd watch is like 209. Which lines up with this low and this high, which was kind of pretty close to your high today already. So those are levels on the Russell 2000. Remember the 1 hour chart? Remember how I told you all that there was a partial decline and a 70% chance of breaking out? You're seeing a very nice move right now. The QQQ was up 2% today. I got really scared there for a second. I thought my chart got deleted. So this is approaching some resistance at around 360-ish. I told you all, there's not much resistance left to that level. Last night on stream, just kind of an inside day yesterday. You can see continuation today. And that was what was really interesting about yesterday. After rallying for 4 days in a row, we didn't have, on our one red day, we didn't really, pull back a lot or have like a super red day. We just went sideways. So it was kind of more of a rest day than like a pullback day yesterday, even though the market for the most part was red. You saw a lot of stocks take out their highs from yesterday very, very easily today. The ARK ETF, I told you all that $50 was, I told you back in like January to look out for $50 on the ARK ETF. It bottomed at 51.70. Remember the bullish bat on the weekly, the classic bullish divergence, the bullish engulfing candle, which I don't even think I've talked about this on stream. Bullish engulfing candle last week. I had a whole entire speech about this the night that whatever night I did the calling the bottom stream last week, saying, a lot of people have looked at this and the easy thing to do is hate on it, but at a certain point, everybody is just looking the opposite way, and that's when the composite operator, the imaginary figure controlling the markets, that's exactly when the composite operator turns things around. I told you all, go back to that stream. It's just titled like calling the bottom or something. Go back to the stream and my breakdown like the first half an hour. I told you all the sentiment was just too bad. People were getting to a point where they thought that it's impossible for the market to go up, and we were just in a bull market for 2 years. And it was the opposite thing at the end of last year. And I was telling you all, people were literally getting hated for being a bear and for getting puts and for shorting the market in December of 2021. And the opposite thing happened like 2 weeks ago. People betting for the market, getting calls, were idiots. And we have things like an upcoming recession and inflation and interest rates rising, that there's no way the market could go up, and then we just did a yearly return in a week. A lot of the times it's the opposite of what the crowd thinks is what the market does, okay? And you're seeing that yet again. And for those of you who watch the streams, I try to walk you through this step by step. I never said any of these times that I was calling a bottom for sure, but if you go and watch that stream, I had a very different tone last week, and there's where you are at now. So that's your market breakdown. Nasdaq is approaching some resistance at 14,180. We probably are going to be getting towards our upper Bollinger Bands. There we go. So when we were at the lower Bollinger Bands, remember on all the indices, I was telling you to keep that in mind as a bullish thing. Now we're starting to get towards the uppers, not on the ARK ETF. Let's see. The QQQ is getting towards the upper Bollinger Band now. The SPY. Russell. So keep those in mind. So that's your market breakdown. Futures are flat right now. Let's move into other individual names, and we're going to start off with GME and AMC, then we'll talk about some others. So let's get started with GameStop. Okay. All right. So today, I guess this was your catalyst, but GameStop chairman Ryan Cohen bought another 100,000 shares. This news came out today, bringing his ownership to about 12%. So this was your catalyst, but well before this news, I'm sure it literally, there's no way you could have predicted GameStop going up without that news, right? There wasn't anything on the chart, right? Oh wait, there was a wedge. But I guess I'm just, one of those technical streamers who charts things after they already happen and say, oh, it was so obvious. Oh no, wait. This, not even like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or like a month ago, literally this week for this week's watch list, okay? For this week, okay? This was the watch list for this week. Okay, probably, I'm not even gonna count it, probably around like 10 tickers or something. For this week, GameStop was on the watch list, okay? And a lot of these other names are up very big. But here you go, GameStop, $91. I showed how it was testing the breakout of this wedge over here. And I charted 126 as literally the next resistance after a breakout level. And it made that move in one day. It perfectly, you can't make this stuff up, all right? For people who are saying like technicals are fake, yes, technicals are not the sole reason why GameStop moved 31% today. Wouldn't have not done that without any catalyst, right? I'm not gonna be stupid. But they can tell you how much something will move, even if they're not the catalyst, right? The high of the day for GameStop was 4 cents off the level I charted on Sunday before it even made this move. You could see it. Oh wait, you can't see it. Sorry. You could see it right over here, right there. 125.83. There's your level. And then we go back to the same exact chart. That was your high of day pretty much. Within 1%. Not even 1%, like 0.5% probably. So crazy, nice move on GameStop. That's what I shared in the watch list. So, and just in terms of breaking down GameStop at this point, you went from one level of resistance to the next in literally one day. You're now at resistance, but after hours, you actually, let's see, went all the way up to 143. So I'm going to mark a line there so we can chart that on the daily. So you went up to pretty much right over here after hours. So again, I'm sure pre-market's going to be very volatile, but let's say it opens at where it closed after hours. That is another level actually from these lows over here and these lows over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and chart the multiple levels for GameStop that you should be keeping an eye on. All right, based on multiple highs and lows from the past. These are probably the key levels I'd focus on. And of course you could use Fibonacci from this high over here down to your low over here. And you're pretty much at the 0.382 Fibonacci on your after hours close. An interesting level also, I know I just charted 140 or 160. An interesting level is also right here at 166. That's your 200-day moving average and the 50% retrace, okay, from your high to low. So those are your levels on GameStop. MACD crossed over today. However, it was up 31% in a day, but there you go. That's GameStop. And then AMC, this was the even crazier one in a sense, but I've told you all multiple times on stream. I showed again, go back to that stream that I was calling the market bottom, whatever. I showed you all AMC as like one of my favorite names just to look at. And if you've been watching the stream, how many times have I brought this up? This Gartley that literally formed, with all the crazy volatility, from the COVID crash to the craziest squeeze in January of 2021, to the crazy sell-off after. All of the highs and the lows and the social media chatter and the news coverage, it all turned out into one big harmonic. All of it, all the buys and sells compiled into a textbook, pretty much a textbook bullish Gartley. This is not just some BS lines on the chart. Go look it up. It's literally on Google. This has been around for years and years and years. It turned into all of this, and we identified this back in January. And you hit it. You hit the pattern completion zone for the first time. Actually alerted a swing probably somewhere over here for premium members, which I showed you all on stream. And I've been showing you this swing on stream. For most of the premium swings, I have all these boxes hidden, so when people request them on stream, it doesn't show what's there. But since AMC hit this target, you've seen these levels on stream every time I looked at AMC. And yeah, We saw just days ago that it was potentially making a double bottom, and literally last night shared this message. AMC already hit 2 targets, but now has triple CBD and reclaimed support and made double bottom at PCC. Okay. So I was watching this. We were watching all the beautiful technicals on AMC on the daily, and this is still one of my favorite charts. Okay, I'll just reveal it right now. My 2 favorite charts on the weekly are AMC, okay, and AT&T, which we're going to talk about probably after we talk about a couple other names. Okay, I've showed you both of these charts before. Okay, I literally had a stream like dedicated to this chart on AT&T. Right after that, it made a 26% move in just like a few weeks, I think, which is an insane move for a slow mover like AT&T. I'm keeping a very close eye on AT&T yet again, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. And then AMC is my other favorite chart, okay? Weekly hidden bullish divergence, wedge, back test of support, and this huge Gartley on the daily, all right?
Big VIBESSSSS. Appreciate you, champ. Always spreading so much positivity and education that is invaluable. Very thankful. Don't ever stop. Here's to hoping $4 is coming soon for CLOVWWWW.
Yes, soon, hopefully, for clov. Thank you so much, Zeke, for the big vibes. Let's get some big vibes in the chat for Zeke. First tip of the night. Let me fix that text at the bottom so it's lined up a little bit better. And really appreciate the support in the comments. I try my best. Thank you as well for educating so many people in the Discord with all the hard work you do. Zeke was very new to technicals, if I'm not mistaken, just a few months ago, or a little bit more than that. And he joined the Discord, joined Premium, and now he's helping out people who were once in the position that he was in. And there's multiple people in the Discord who have done just that, and those are people I really want to say thank you to, because it would not be the free trading movement without people like you. So thank you very much. Thank you all for the vibes in the chat. Appreciate the tip. So that's where we are. And also, we're literally looking at AMC. Zeke is like sharing so much analysis of AMC and Premium like all the time, and he's like crushing trades like left and right, probably even today. Literally half the times I even look at AMC is because of him. So yeah, shout out for that as well. So yeah, AMC pretty much, it hit the target a first time for the swing, then it came back down, and then it hit the target a second time. So this is the second time AMC hit the first target of the swing. For all of you asking, what are my targets on AMC? These are my targets, okay? These green numbers on my right side scale, all right? It already just hit that first target. You could see the next targets on the green numbers. It actually already hit the second target too earlier in the swing, but it never has hit the third or fourth target. The third target I had, I think, was just kind of, a little bit under this B point, and then the fourth target was just under that 200-day moving average. But that's AMC on higher time frames. However, we got to break down this, not that, which actually we could break down that as well. But let's talk about this. All right, this was the first trade, and I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, this was what you're looking at right now is history in many different ways. One, it was, you could see how beautiful this trade was. But this was the 10th win in a row literally in the last week. And I believe 8 of these were available to all of you. It wasn't just in Premium, well, it was just in Premium, but we had the free trial last week. And yeah, this is the first time we've had a 9-win streak once before, a couple months ago. And we lost the 10th trade. This is the first time that we have won 10 trades in a row, that I've alerted 10 winning options in a row. And this happened within exactly 1 week, starting from last Tuesday up until today. 1 week. These are the potential returns. So really, really cool that AMC was the final one to hit that level. This is the week so far. We had SPY puts yesterday, which I broke down last night on stream. And then AMC, those calls ran 200% during market hours today, but then AMC went up like another 10% after hours, so we'll see what they look like in the morning. And then I also shared some clov calls that went up 20%. And as you can clearly see, I did share some AT&T calls today, but those haven't been marked as a winning or losing trade yet. So let's break down this AMC trade. So it was 10:46 in the morning. All right, not AT&T. It was 10:46 in the morning. AMC was only up 3.5%. Just an average day, for a stock like AMC, 3% moves are very average. It's not like some crazy squeeze that already happened. All right, it was only up 3%. It was a nice day, but not like an insane day. GameStop, I mean, let's see what GameStop was at 10:46 a.m. as well. 10:46. GameStop was at around 104. So GameStop literally went up another like 18%. So GameStop must have only been up like 10, 11, 12% on the day at this point. I actually hadn't even really looked at GameStop when I alerted this. I think somebody actually mentioned GameStop in chat. That was like the first time I even noticed that GameStop was up like a crazy amount. I don't know, who was it? I don't know, but yeah. So what was the idea for AMC today? Why did I alert it? I saw first the major thing I saw here, which again, shout out to Zeke. He literally brought this up to me like last week. The inverse head and shoulders. You could also look at this like a cup and handle, and I noticed I was pretty much getting towards its neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. And today it got towards that neckline. I was like, all right, you got some nice technicals on the 30-minute. It was looking pretty decent. Then I went down to the 5-minute, and then there was a cup and handle as well. So on the breakout candle right over here, I believe, or maybe like pretty much, I think it was this candle, maybe the candle before. This is where I alerted AMC calls today, and this is what it did after. So it broke out, it back tested the breakout for a little bit, back tested the VWAP. At this point, the calls had already been up 20%. Back tested VWAP a little bit, and then boom, just absolute insanity. And I actually did share a level that ended up being the high day during market hours. So like I shared this 126 level on GameStop days before it even hit it over the weekend. Today, I also shared the high of day during market hours on after hours, roughly. If we go over here, let's go over to options updates. So yeah, so bearish bat PCZ and horizontal resistance line up around 1871, and it went up to like 1891, so 20 cents higher. Then it did pull back into the close, and then after hours it ran like crazy. So crazy move on AMC calls today. So that's GameStop and AMC. I also alerted clov calls today. Those went up 20% in 3 minutes. So I saw GameStop and AMC were running like crazy, and then I noticed there was a 5-minute cup and handle on clov, and I probably alerted calls around here. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time breaking down the trade, but that's literally all it was. So those are the day trades from today. Absolute insanity. Keep hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not hit the subscribe button yet. So all of these trade breakdowns and me talking about the profits probably looks very, very egotistical for some newer people in the stream, but remember, this is me trying to show you what dedicating yourself to this craft can do for you. You know, winning 11, 12 trades in a row in 1 week takes a lot of practice. And again, yes, the market did just go up like 8% in a week, but more than half of those options alerted were actually puts. So they were intraday moves, so it really had nothing to do with the market just soaring every single day. It was me finding technical setups day in and day out on low time frames, despite what the market was up, down, whatever it was. And you know, we've been doing this whole entire year. We've had literally, how many green weeks in a row have we had? Uh, 316. Last week was the 18th green week in a row for options trades. So this is going to be the 19th green, unless I like completely flop the rest of the week. Knock on wood, I don't. But 19 profitable trading weeks in a row in short-term options, and we have to keep in mind that 2 months of this, so 8 weeks out of this, was a technical bear market where the Nasdaq fell more than 20%. It takes years of practice, thousands of hours. I've put thousands of hours into learning about stocks and technical analysis and trading and experience. So for those of you who are newer to everything I'm talking about, watch the course in the description, stick around, watch the streams so you can find these setups for yourself. That's my main goal, to teach you how to find all this for yourself. Because once you can start finding setups for yourself, you can find them on your own time, which means you're not going to be emotional trying to trade around somebody else's alerts or however you decide to trade. I know a lot of newer people, they just want to be, you know, fed the fish. I want to teach how to fish, right? So yeah. That's why I do it. Also, I try and break them down so you can see what I'm looking at. And that's where we're at. And you all know, whenever there's losing trades, I show all of them on stream. So there's just only been winning trades for me to share lately, which again, you know, is great. But that's where we are. When there's losers, you know, I'll talk about them. Clove on the daily, nothing has really changed. We talked about this breakout last night. Held up today, up 3.5%. Was up a little bit after hours. These are my levels on the 1 hour. Still just taking it level by level. I've showed this on stream many times. Really haven't changed this all that much. These are my levels on the 1 hour chart. Now let's talk about AT&T and why I'm looking at it. I actually did also. I sent this in the technical trades channel like yesterday. I'm not going to pull it up. But AT&T is testing like this 1 hour supply line. You can see the same thing on the daily. It's testing a wedge breakout. It's got some classic bullish divergence in a sense. Technically, it did make a higher low on both, but this was just kind of like a fake out candle. And if you go by candle closes, this was a lower close than this day. So whatever. But yeah, it's testing this little breakout. And if we like zoom out, it's now pretty much double bottoming at the pattern completion zone of 2 different harmonics, a bullish crab on the weekly, which is this white one over here with a 618 from X to B and a 1618 from X to D, and then also a bullish shark, which is this pink one. So both of the pieces, these line up at the same exact place, which also lines up with the support that it's held since 2002, the year I was born. So this support is just as old as me, and it's held up, and it's now double bottoming at the piece. So you see, this is a weekly, so this could take a long time to play out. So on the daily, you know, I'm a little bit focused on this. So I'm keeping a close eye on AT&T. This is going to be a part of the FTM ETF simulator, which was launched today. And yeah, if you missed that, make sure to check it out. All you have to do is just join Discord, and the channel's right over here. The Discord link is in the description. It's free to join. Go to the ETF simulator channel. And we already shared, or Lord Bogendorf shared his first 2 picks and the analysis behind them. Me, Mehdi, and Anna also voted for these picks as well. So if you want the full explanation of what this is, what this ETF is, again, it's not a real ETF, it's paper trading. You can't actually buy or sell this ETF, but you can see how the 4 of us decide to create this long-term portfolio. And I have said multiple times today, we're just nibbling for now. The market just went up 8% in a week. We're not trying to go all into these long-term positions. It's going to take weeks and maybe even months to cost average into these positions. So don't really focus on how we perform this month. It's just going to take some time to average in. You know, we were even talking about like on some of these positions, we want them to go down for a little bit so we can get lower cost averages because we think they could be much higher in like a year. You know, so it's a very long-term outlook. And this launched today. Even if you just go to the links channel, you have access to the tracker and then also our spreadsheet. So I'm going to show us really quickly. Basically on the tracker, you can see pretty much everything we do. Okay. You can see all of our buys and sells, and then you can see day to day what our overall return is. And well, you can see the daily return and then the overall returns. But again, don't really focus on this. It's going to take weeks to build this portfolio. And get it to where we want it to be. So yeah, we're also gonna be doing our first quarterly call next Friday, which is pretty fun. I have no clue what it's gonna be like yet, but it'll be in the Discord. Everybody will be able to listen to it, and we're probably just gonna be talking about where we think the market is headed for Q2 of this year, and what we're planning to do for this long-term portfolio. And then of course we also have this positions tracker. Where we're going to be tracking our buys and sells. Why is this not loading? And you're going to be able to see how we break down the core fund, which is $6 million, and then our personal funds, which are all $1 million. So you're going to be able to see everything here. Shout out to Lord Bogendorf for making this sheet and running it and everything like that. So this is all 100% free. You're going to see how 4 different people in our Discord manage this fake ETF, what all of us do with our personal long-term parts of the portfolio and the core part of the portfolio. So there it is. Make sure you check that out. Tilray. Last week, I showed you all Tilray was one of my main focuses. I showed you all this weekly chart with the falling wedge and the classic bullish divergence and how it was very close to breaking out. Tilray was up 7% today during market hours, and after hours Tilray I think went up like another 14% or something. Yep, 15% after hours. So we are seeing one by one, you know, these names just moving, and even look at this 4 hour like inverse head and shoulders over here. But crazy moves are continuing, and I talked about that market dilemma earlier in the stream. It sucks. Like I literally talked about this on stream last week, but I didn't alert it because I thought I'd at least have like a week or two to start putting out the swings, and like literally 1 week later and we've already gone up 8% on the spot. It's like, you know, I identified and I even charted and I even created a 40 ticker watch list of all these names that I liked. And I'm just going to tell you the percent moves just from today on some of these. Okay, 9%, 31%, 6%, 2%, 3%, 6%, 8%, 5%, 4%, 6%, 4%, 5%, 4%, 5%, 5%, 6%. Like they're all just like insanely green. Like they're all up like 20 to 30% from when I created this watch list for my new potential swings last week. And I've really only learned like 1 or 2 of them. Like this is frustrating me quite a bit. I really wanted to put out a lot of these, and now they're just up so much so quickly that it's just so hard to like manage risk and what happens when the market does decide to pull back, because it will pull back. So it's creating a little bit of dilemma, but hopefully if you watch the streams, you already saw a lot of them. I showed you probably 6 or 7 of them last week when I did that market bottoming stream. Another one I was focused on was Tesla. We talked about this breakout last week, and boom, that's literally it. Boom. Tesla was one of the most talked about takers from last week's stream. I talked about the weekly purple demand line, all the different stuff. So yeah, it even took out like another resistance, which surprised me. Actually, no, it closed pretty much at resistance on the 1 hour. So you could see a couple lows from over here and even a high. It's testing that little resistance now. But yeah, it broke over resistance, broke the next one. It tested 945 yesterday, broke over that today, went even higher. So there's that. The swings, Penn was up 2% today, but it's still just in its little like 4 or 5 day consolidation area. We gotta wait for it to break either way. At least it's in profit. Facebook was up a couple percent today, still testing this 218.5 resistance back from 2018. That's really it. SDC was flat today. That already hit first target for a 33% gain in a week. Fisker was up a few percent today. Keep a very close eye on Fisker, okay? Very quietly broke out of this 1220 level, all right? Don't tell the comp operator I'm talking about this, okay? Very quietly broke above 1220. You could see it was so many different days, highs of the day. Okay, even in the past, it used to be lows like over here and over here. Very quietly broke above that last Friday. Then back tested it yesterday. And then started bouncing up again today, kind of like a break hook and go. So Fisker is very quietly, again, keep it a secret, very quietly testing yet another breakout. We already talked about the supply line breakouts. Now it's testing a horizontal level breakout. If it breaks this, no resistance till 1350 on Fisker. And that's Fisker. I don't know why I was being so quiet, but I guess it made it funny, or not. The Hang Seng Index is up 1%, going even higher. Wow, it's got a gap to fill over here on 22,386. So you're seeing continuation there. Futures are actually slightly turning green, but they're still relatively flat. So yeah, there you go. I just wish there was more swings on the sheet. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like too much of a perfectionist with this stuff, but like, it's like I did the analysis to call a market bottom. I had a full stream about it. I put 40 tickers onto a watch list that were potential swings that I even mentioned last week. And all I had to do was click the publish button. And I didn't. Okay? And I didn't. So, like even with the 12 trade winning streak on options and starting like a long-term ETF and the current swings, none of them are in the red currently for the first time pretty much of the year. I'd still, you know, it's greed. It is greed to definitely to a certain extent, but there's always room for improvement at the same time. Keanu Trade says Champ's not shaving until we have a red day. Russell Lewis says thanks for the AMC heads up. Picked up some $18 calls. Congrats. Keanu Trade says champ shaves equals IOLO puts. AK dropping in to spread some vibes, appreciate it. AMC hits second target in after hours, that's awesome. So second time hitting second target. Hopefully AT&T runs as well. Yeah, hopefully so. It is a slow mover a lot of the time though, so we'll have to see. AT&T targets. I don't really have any set in stone targets right now. I'm just taking it day by day. You know, if I were to pick out levels, I'd say this is a very clear level over here on 26 from this low, this high, and the 200 moving average. Just a little bit over a 10% move, it looks like. And even maybe fibs from this high down to these lows. You know, just the standard stuff. You're up, legend. Don't kick yourself about it. Doing great. Appreciate that. GD trading. Keanu says market bottom stream was with a special guest. Absolutely. Keanu Trades just backed me up on all of that. That was a great stream. Eric just said it as well. Keanu Trades stream with Champ was great. JJ thought the Fisker secret was funny. I don't know. I feel like it was kind of cringy, but I tried. Actually, I even tweeted this out last night. I haven't looked at the Fisker website maybe in like a month or two. They actually, I think it's like the third time maybe that they've like fully revamped the website. So yeah. I don't know if anybody like way back in the day when I did one of my first Fisker like breakdown videos. That thing has like 2,000 views now. I was actually able to grab some screenshots of their old website, I believe, before they changed it. And there were some interesting things that did change. Like they had like some like the specs for the cars in like the first version of the website, and then for the second version of the website they took down those specs. But I think I actually missed putting like some of those on stream. Like there was initially, if I'm not mistaken, they had like the 0 to 60 speed time or 0 to 60 time like on the first version, and then they took it off for the second version. Like on a lot of the stats they put like will be revealed in 2022. But yeah, really nice revamp. And Henrik has reiterated that they're not raising prices. You see a lot of Tesla's raising prices, I've seen. They just raised them not too long ago. I forgot which Tesla it was, but Fisker, they've locked in their prices and their deals, and inflation and supply chain issues. They're saying that they can handle it. And that's one of the cool things about a very light model like how Fisker has, so we'll see. Back Invader says, great day today. Can't wait for tomorrow. Thanks for your hard work, champ. Night all. Have a good one. So, yeah. I remember if you also watched that stream from, I think it was last Thursday. I can't remember. No, it was Wednesday. If you watched the stream from last Wednesday, I also said like there's just been so much shorting in the market that when you start reversing, not only you're going to see buying pressure, you're going to see shorts that have been stubborn for 2 months. You're going to see them squeezing out, and that's also what you're seeing. So these are on Finviz over 30% short. Bed Bath & Beyond. Smile Direct Club. That's a swing. Tattooed Chef. Workhorse. Fisker was on this list. I don't know if it's lower now. No, was Fisker there? It says 34% right over here. Let's see if Fisker was here. Oh, it is here. Okay. On Finviz, there's only 30 stocks in the market with over a 30% short interest. And you silly shorts, not financial advice, but you silly shorts made Fisker one of those 30. I want to thank you, actually. Thank you. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you for doing that. That's not financial advice, but just saying. Fisker's back at 10, 11, 12. high short interest, breaking out potentially, getting closer and closer to reduction by the day. Not been any catalyst in a while. I'm not exactly sure when they revamped the website, but they revamped it. Game on, shorts, game on. All right, we're playing chess. One of us is going to win. I don't know who it is. I hope it's me, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, okay? So, with the FTM ETF, you could already expect AT&T, AMC, Fisker, Clove are going to be among some of my picks. Of course, I'm not going to just FOMO into all of them. It's going to be averaging out. And I don't really know. I have 38. Let me see what are some other picks I might include, because I wasn't able to get swings out on a lot of these because they're already up 35-40% in 1 week, but I might be able to cost average into them over the next couple of months. Palantir, Snapchat, Twitter, SoFi, Neo. This was another one on the weekly watch list. This was up 7% today, broke out of this wedge. Ford just broke above the 200-day moving average, reclaimed it. Anybody remember what Vroom? This was up 8. It was up like 14%. Pulled back at the end of the day. It was up like 14% at one point today. I've showed this to you all on stream. So these are some names you could expect to see me either put in my personal fund or propose for the main fund. DraftKings was on this watch list I created last week, and Lord Bogendorf has already added it to the ETF. Coinbase. Remember I told you all last week about this breakout? Some people might not like this, but Robinhood. I mean, everybody was YOLOing and having fun at $60, $70, $80. I'm looking at Robinhood at $13. Okay, that's how I look at the market. Okay. Tilray. So we'll see. Those are just some names. And hopefully you've got a lot of education from this stream. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. A lot was said during this stream. Fisker been top shorted stock for like 5 months now, says Mehdi. The shorts are stubborn. However, I will say, if history repeats itself, and Fisker does the same thing it did twice before, the shorts could be in for a very rude awakening. Because we've been here, not once, but twice. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so that's going to be it for tonight's stream. Thank you for watching the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord, links in the description. If you want to donate crypto to Ukraine, that's the first link in the description. If you're not subscribed to the stream, we got to start. Twitter numbers have been starting to go back up, Discord numbers, even live viewers. One number that probably my favorite number is subscribers. So if you're not subscribed and you watch the streams, just let's get that number up. It's been a little bit of time. It's definitely been like the worst 1 or 2 months for new subs, so help me out. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you for watching the stream. Have a good night, and peace out.
Let it all go. Let it all go now. Restful days are gone. Everything is moving along. You know you're might have grown What you'd really like is to move your bones and let it all go now. Let it all go now. Let it all go now. Let it all go. With bed getting by, there's not as many highs. No, it can't deny the seeds we have sown, they are dying to fly. It is all coming to life out of stone into sight. In the waiting days we've known, they are gone. It is time to turn head on. Let it all go. Let it all go now. Let it all go. Let it all go.